Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's new. It's happening. 1,000 maps. 1,000 Crimson Temple maps. Oh wait, not Crimson Temple. Crimson Temple 2.0, I guess. We got the Sanctuary map, which actually feels a lot like Crimson Temple. Not farming the Apothecary card, farming something even more exciting, actually. Raw Mirrors of Calandra and Hinakor's locks. And Valos boxes and Divine Orbs will be consistently dropping. It's going to be a very currency-focused strategy, and I've been teasing this all league long, up and down. I said I wanted to do this. I already came out with a strat video on this with 100 maps, Magic Influence pack size. I said it was, I felt, the best farming strat overall of the league. Obviously, that depends a little bit on price hiking materials, but everything seemed to be pretty stable, kind of expensive now. But when you factor in the super long term, those jackpot drops, I think it's really up there. I'm actually deviating slightly this time, so a little bit different. For the subsequent videos, I'm going to be coming out with 10 of these, 100 maps at a time. Probably not going to go into like Atlas and prep work and stuff. Just going to show this to you one time, so this is where you want to be if you were looking for how the strat goes down. Rolling the maps a little differently, I'll talk about that in a second. And the scarabs, a little different. Anyway, this is the strategy I settled on for 1,000 maps. Let's take a look at the Atlas. Alright, so it's essentially the same thing. I think I maybe technically moved a few points around. Extra points going into scarab drop chance, even though I'm not really focusing on scarabs that much. It's just all in blocking, getting decent scarab selections, ultimatum, scarab catalyzing left open, ambush scarab and containment. Wanting to see those, wanting to see the horned scarabs a lot. Going to be relying very heavily on the Eldritch influence pack size, those monsters. Not running that scarab specifically though. And just a little bit of extra quant, increased effect modifiers, all that. Domination we'll be using on map device. 5 shrines on every map with 10 potential shrine effects. Covetous Shrine coming into play. And we are going to be relying on quantity, player quantity this time. Because next, let me show you the scarabs real quick. So double Wisp. It's a little hard to tell right now. Still a lot up in the air exactly just how strong Wisps are. Sometimes I have a Wildwood that's crazy. I had a recent highlight video where I dropped like 7 Valdos boxes in a mirror on a 7k juice blue, 3k yellow, 3k purple, plus these scarabs, I think. Sometimes I run maps that are kind of similar and they don't drop stuff that good. But anyway, I am a big believer in the Wisp, and the Wildwood's quite exciting. In recent times, I've added the Glittering Scarab as opposed to the Influencing Scarab of Hordes. That is a major difference here, and this absolutely increases the cost tremendously. I mean, these are getting up near 2 divines a piece right now. There's another Scarab for a Blight boss farming one. No, I have not done that strat, but I guess this is competing with that as well. And this is, as a result of switching to this, the profit margins per map on a map-by-map basis goes down pretty significantly. However, it does increase the chance of tier 0s for sure when I'm not running any rarity gear. And it increases decreases the amount of time it takes to drop a mirror in a course. So that hopefully makes up for it. It's going to make it a lot more exciting for 1,000 maps. So my profit margins per map, if I don't get lucky, are potentially in the red with this farm. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But anyway, I am going to be counting a lot of stuff on this farm that I don't necessarily always count. Things like the high tier bases, high percent bases, 30% giga bases and tinctures and stuff. And that's because this strategy is also designed around slaying an absolute metric ton of monsters, magic monsters, which drop a lot of base items. This is a terrific farm for farming gold and those high percentage bases. So I do want to count those in 100 maps, or 1,000 maps rather. 100 this time around. So the Glittering Scarab will help with all of that. The quant for the currency, the quant for those bases, the quant and the rarity for the tier 0s. We still don't know exactly how the Wisp stuff work. There's still some speculation that player quant or rarity might affect how the currencies convert over with the purple and or blue juice. Is blue just adding currency? Is it also converting currency? It's still kind of up in the air. You can check the wiki out there. It sounds like it just adds currency drops for the most part, but I'm not exactly sure. I'm going to run 1,000 maps, so try to get more details out if I can kind of figure it out. Some maps do seem to drop a lot more loot than others. The Bismuth ore is tremendously strong with this strat too, because it especially boosts up magic mobs with like no downside So that is also a very nice thing about this strat, this league in particular. We're going to be running Monstrous Treasure of Lineage and Bloodlines to crank up the magic mobs. So Monstrous Lineage beats out Influencing Scarab of Hordes, which would be the choice if I dropped the Glittering Scarab. I do believe this one definitely more important. Then we got a whole slew of maps which are going to be similar. I've talked about this before. 4 or more rolls of currency, pack size, and/or scarabs, except now I'm over prioritizing currency and then pack size, under prioritizing scarabs. Still looking for 4 more rolls. You can count currency as double rolls when it's like 120% roll. And I will have recently come out with a YouTube video featuring myself rolling a bunch of these maps with 1,000 chaos, so you can see that done in real time if you want to get some sense of how I'm rolling these maps. But you can kind of see I'm either putting pack size or currency chisels on there, depending on which one is missing more. If scarabs are heavy, which occasionally happens, that probably means I'm putting pack size on there. We're going to start with one of the best rolled maps I've ever had, which naturally rolled 445% more currency. A stellar map. I just rolled this the other day, so we're going to kick things off with that one. Here in just a second. Got to go through the investment. Okay, I mean, this is where we're starting at. Dumped A and B. That'll be the 2. It's really nice. Only 2 quad tabs should cover everything that I'm dropping. I will be dropping a lot of uniques. There will be some gambling afterwards. I'll be throwing stuff in the dust bin. I'm not going to be counting, you know, the value of the dust, but counting the uniques as I drop them. My Omega Strict filter, I did change it, update a little bit to actually look for tier 2s and 1s if there's no competing tiers for the bases, and all tier 0s are now available to see for the uniques that will inevitably drop in this strategy. Yeah, this number totally wrong. Here we go. All right, so here's some important numbers, and these are subject to change a little bit each time, but hopefully won't change much. I'm definitely able to purchase Sanctuary-based maps at less than a divine apiece now. It's going 90 divines for 100 maps there. The chisels are roughly, you know, it's like 3 divines, or 3 pack-size chisels for 1 divine, and 6 average chisels for 1 divine, and it's about a third to 2/3 split on that, favoring currency chisels. So I use currency chisels more often than pack-size chisels. In total, about 87 divines in cost for the chisels collectively, and the average chisels will probably go down in value over time. They're I don't know, they're registering a bit high in expense right now. Relative to where they usually are. Map rolls. All right, this is pulled directly from a test run I did in a YouTube video, which again will have been released by the time you see this on YouTube. I was able to roll 30 maps with 1,000 chaos orbs, so that's how we got this number here. Okay, and 2 divines for the map device. That is domination on the map device 100 times. Then we got 260 divines worth of scarabs. That's a more realistic cost for the scarabs, and yeah, that's mostly the glittering and bloodline scarab for sure. Wisp scarabs, a little bit expensive, nothing compared to those other 2. All right, and then 30 divines for deli orbs. So I'm also doing something a little different here. I forgot to mention deli orbs. I'm putting 3 of them, or 4, not just 1. 4 unless the map is really hard, and then I'm only putting 3. Basically, if the monsters have a major defensive modifier, like 90% more life on them, or massive elemental resistance roll, or crit damage reduction roll, I'm putting 3. Otherwise, I'm putting 4. All right, and then over here we got the investment cost, 490 divines total, 4.9 divines per map, basically 5 divines per map. We'll check out the remaining numbers shortly after. Mirror to lock to sacred ratio is roughly, I've been using this all league long. I think it's probably pretty accurate. We were saying it was 1 to 20 sacreds before. Maybe like 1 to 4 to 20 would be the most ambitious ratio. I'm doing 1 to 3 to 24. I think this is probably a little more accurate based on what I'm seeing. And yeah, so for every 24 sacred orbs, that should equal roughly 1 mirror and 3 Unicorn locks. If you want to see what I've dropped so far, 6 locks this league, which aren't registered there, 73 sacred orbs and 2 mirrors. So by that ratio, I'm a little bit unlucky. Not a whole lot, but just a little bit. But that makes sense because, you know, at least a dozen of these sacred orbs are like dupes out of strong boxes that, was happened during the ambush strats. So I mean, that's kind of why that would be misleading. And again, still a little bit up in the air about whether or not the wisps, exactly how they affect the currency. I think the biggest conspiracy theory out there is that the wisps actually adjust the natural ratio of currency drops. And if that is true, then that would explain why many people have worse ratios than that if they're not farming with Wisp. If, for example, they're doing like tamper-proof Arcanus box farming and they're getting like, 50 to 100 Sacred Orbs without even seeing a mirror, for example. All right, so that's it for the start. Here we go. We got map 1. Kicking things off. It's exciting. Makes me happy. I am actually enjoying this farm. I can actually see myself doing 1,000 maps of this. We got Path of Exile 2 coming out in like a week and or a month and a half, I guess. So it should be plenty of time. I'm not planning to do anything else with that time major, game-wise. So this looks like a great way to spend some time. What do you guys think? Okay. One last thing to mention. I'm running Tornado Shot now. Functionally, not a huge difference between Elemental Hit. Very, very strong, though. 6 to 8 mirror budget at this point. A lot of corrupted items. A lot of really great items. Fizz to Cold Conversion Warden. I don't have a video out yet on this, but I will eventually come out with one. Might actually compare Deadeye to Warden. I do think Warden's better in this case overall. If you can stomach running Tinctures, these are some pretty crazy strong Tinctures. A lot of damage. And it did unfortunately mean I had to remove a Rarity Flask. That was about the only major downside. All right. Map 1 begin. Again, Wildwoods are a big deal. Probably see one every 10 maps or so. Sometimes they go like 40 maps without seeing one, which sucks. Worst mob type in the game right here. For this build especially, with Proximity Shield. I hate it, hate it, hate it. Pop the Influence. I really don't want to spawn the altars. I still care very much about getting those altars. I want the basic currency dupes. I want the quant rarity rolls. And this is what I don't want. I don't want no player options. But I do have to kill mobs on the way because I gotta, keep phasing up. I gotta, keep my health bar up. So I just kind of... And I do want to pick up the shrines if possible. Okay, this build utterly deletes deli bosses, as you can see. And the same pretty much applies for boss. Issues of Trinity mildly there on the cold on the bottom, especially this part. I've rigged my build so that I can still get Trinity, kind of force it out, especially with Magmatic Strikes, which is kind of a new anoint on the amulet. It's kind of weird, but it's not up 100% of the time, but can help me with Trinity, major Trinity issues. So you can look into that. I'll talk about that when I eventually come out with a build showcase. Yep. Alright, so boss dead. And I like to just kill and loot on the go, because these are basically 4-minute maps. With the loot filter this tight, with clearing out just a bunch of magic mobs. I could kill and loot later, and I kind of do that on the Wildwood maps, which definitely take more time. But for a simple map like this, yeah, not too bad. Hopefully see more currency. I mean, my goodness. What is the currency roll on this map again? 826? It would be 926 if I put a currency chisel on there. But you see, that would be stupid, right? Every mob already has 826. I don't want 926. I'd rather have some pack size, just increase the number of monsters. That is why, in this case, I used pack size. Ah, here's the Bismuth Ore. This is actually really good. And here it grants additional modifiers to even magic mobs without removing any, or removing the chance for some to spawn. You can look at that on the wiki. So magic mobs should be extra premium for the functionality of that ore anyway. Just basically increases, TLDR increases the amount of loot that drops, raw loot. Especially off magic mobs. Oh, good. Second Exalted Orb. Great. $1,000 maps. Yes, sir. We're doing it. Grand Eldritch Ichor. Don't care. Way more important to get currency. It actually isn't a bad idea to go for the divination card is basic currency on this one because the magic influence mobs pack size is still quite large in the very beginning. I'm going to occasionally choose for that option over quant rarity at the beginning of a map, but not usually. Yeah, because that might get div dupes, right? We'll probably see a Divine Orb Altar as well at some point. I did get one earlier. The last time I got a Divine Orb Altar, I walked away with 65 Divine Orbs in a map just like this. And that's with the currency roll not even mattering. Doesn't matter at all for that. The different functionality. So, yeah, this strat's pretty goated for Divine Orb Altars. Not the greatest unique farm in the world, as you can see, but it does okay. I can't complain. I'm getting a lot of Eldritch Altars, but I find it almost impossible, the idea that I do a map this well rolled and not get a Divine Orb, or like not get a single Tink. That's pretty unconscionable. You know, annulments, exalts, like it should be Eldritch Chaos Orbs dropping. These things are like as rare, if not more rare, than a Divine Orb. So kind of hilarious to have done this map, and again, best rolled map, and that's all I got. So you can see sometimes you don't get lucky. Anyway, dump A, dump B, there we go. Put it in here. Like 3 of them, at least. I shouldn't get as many Divine Orbs as maps. What I should get is a mirror or 2. Really? You die there? Ugh. You made it all the way to the front of the map to die like this. Tin Mike has subscribed. Hey, thanks, man. What? I don't remember that dropping there. I might have not even seen that if I didn't die. Where the hell did that come from? What? Okay. 86% dupe chance for currency right now. Let me guess, this is like a Giga Scarab map and not actually a currency map at all. Okay, well, okay, it does have a Scarab roll, but it is at least a respectable currency map. Come on, drop some freaking currencies, man. We got, I got to drop 1 annulment orb. It's so bad. Not those stupid Eldritch currencies. This would be a really good time to drop a mirror. A really good time. But no, I can only drop the scarabs. I got 86% chance to dupe currency, dude. I got 3 altars. Oh my god, I'm even duping divination cards. Ah, all the wrong tanks. It's all backwards. Exalted orbs. Eldritch annulment orbs. It won't stop. Chaos orbs. Where's the currency? I'm trying to ramp up headhunter buffs a little bit. I don't know if maybe Maven is crushing me or something. Wow. I made the right decision. The dupe Sephiroth. What? It was such a shot in the dark. Dude, imagine if that was a duped House of Mirror, though. Oh my god. I'm really surprised. I'm like bricking this map. Like, what? That was not a core. I mean, I'm just like trying to loot. I mean, if I just get even... I don't know, like, if I even get breathed on, I'm dead. With this, because I take, like, full crit damage, and there's not much I can do about... Oh, God. Shroud walk right there. Yeah, fuck that. 2 Headhunter buffs, and one of them's Shroud Walker. Get out of here. Yeah, I'm not gonna take that. Super dangerous mob type rare. It was right there. Oh my god. Shit. Why are you telling me about a map? Am I supposed to run that map? Oh! Dude, what if I drop a mirror like off screen and I can't go grab it? Oh, that's a big item. Last portal, Hinakor lock. Is it real, guys? Does it adjust the ratios like we think? The what? Literally first Wildwood map? First Wildwood map? Drop a lock? Okay. Okay. No, not that much. Look at how much of a pussy I am playing the game this way. This is like... It's like we're league starting. This is the first tier 17 I'm doing all league or something. Dude, Tornado Shot is not actually that meaningful, I guess. It can be annoying to try and get directly under a relatively small hitbox boss. Wow, 28% necrotic armor? 28% necrotic armor. Pretty good. Disagree because I hate being disoriented and the item's so strong you have to deal with it. Well, I mean, you know, the harsh the harsh answer is no, you don't have to deal with it. You can use a different belt if you want. Like, that's... You can't have it both ways. You can't say you hate the downside so much that you don't want to use it, but then you don't have a choice not to use it. I mean, either you have the choice to use it, or the downside isn't, like, that bad. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, either you choose another belt, or the downside isn't... I haven't even dropped a single tink. This thing's supposed to have tinks flying right and left. Fucking high yellow is terrible. Always. Hit that sentinel. Alright. I guess. Yeah, I expected the map to be harder and way more rewarding. I even survived the Elder Tentacle there. Oh my god. I'm getting a little bit of the... Oh, what? What? First tink of the map? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is so stupid. Excuse me, sir. I need to ask you about your Sacred Orb drop rate. Something doesn't seem quite right. So, new Sacred Orb to mirror the lock drop rate is 011. That is the new rate. You heard it here first. 0 sacred, 1 mirror, 1 lock. So yes, those of you who are saying you didn't believe the sacred drop rate, I think you were right after all. Does this map have more currency? Well, yeah, it does have more currency. I somehow have dropped 0 divines, Valdos, sacreds, keys, but I dropped a mirror, so okay. Oh god, I can't even like pay attention at all. I got some more loot to get down here. I got 3 portals. I can get this loot. I mean, we could still drop another mirror. Somebody did say 2 mirrors. Why don't we just drop a second one? The Headhunter? What? Okay. Headhunter. That would have been so much more insane if that was actually Mage Blood, though. Maybe Purple Juice converts to higher tier thing. Oh, wow. There's a Covetous Shrine. Let me see that. Higher tier uniques? We got a Headhunter, guys. Please give me action speed. No, I just denied the Divine Orbs. Oh my god. Was that player or was it boss? I think it was boss altar, but oh, I just saw it after I clicked. Why? Oh, thank God. That would have sucked so bad if I had minion one that early. Oh. And currency and 50% scarabs or something. No, it was 78% scarabs, yeah. God. Like, even if you brick it, you still make your money back. Holy. Okay. God. That was crazy. I hate that the hands and like I stopped. What the fuck? No! No way that happened. Oh, dude. Oh my god. I'm the real nameless seer. Yeah, just get me out of this map. Get out of here. Just leave. Just leave. Actually, the first brick map was this one. Oh god, I can't. Oh no. Damn, we're ruining the ratio. Although, I don't know, actually with recombinators, maybe you can recombinate a Fizzbow really well. I hadn't really thought of that. Oh, now I get the Scarab. It's not even a good Scarab map. How did I only drop 1 Scarab, dude? What the fuck? Oh, okay. I hit the Scarab dupe twice, but they were both low roll. Super low roll. Dupe containment, hey. Alright, there we go. Now we're kicking. Now we're kicking. Get a little side hustle. Stuff scarabs going. Scarab side hustle. Some value. Although containment scarab's not even the big one anymore. Holy fuck. Oh. Last portal reward, though. Whew. Well, can't say it wasn't a great session. You got that Mirror of Calandra on top. Can't wait to see what the breakdown on this looks like in the end. But anyway, this is the first look. I am going to liquidate things. I'll add that, or calculate that into the time. It's pretty fast, about 5 minutes per map. Unless I had a Wildwood, a little longer. I only got 3 Wildwoods, which is probably one of the craziest parts about this farm. But here we go. We got 1 mirror, 1 lock. Both of those came from 2 of the 3 Wildwoods, and both of those were really strong, like 10k plus in there. Yeah, we got 42 Valdos boxes. I think that number is kind of low, although we did recently get a new submission, and maybe that adjusted the drop rates. Divine orbs are lagging behind. They caught kind of back up. But usually I do get somewhere near a 1-to-1 ratio. Divines to maps, not quite. So that looks about right. 3600 chaos. Devouring fragments. Very unlucky. Look at the blazing devouring breakdown. And then awakening is down here. You can see I got unlucky there. Reliquary keys. Okay, 5. Seems about right. So many Eldritch Chaos and Annuls. I guess Eldritch Chaos drop way more often. Scarabs also making a showing. You know, I did run some maps with Scarabs, so there and there too. Glittering Scarab going up. I don't know why it only registers at 1.3 div. That is definitely not right. So when we liquidate that, that will come out way higher. Like, way higher. I think they're almost 2 divines apiece now, in actuality. The total spread up here, I didn't mention this, but yeah, Valdo's boxes coming up to currency. You can see, well, without the mirror and the Hina core, I guess, yeah, you can see I might have not made much currency. Hopefully I'll remember to look into that to see if I came out in the red without those two. I should remember to do that. Anyway, the rest of the stuff is here. 5 Sacred Orbs. Seem maybe a tad low, but not much, so... There it is. Yeah, let me liquidate stuff. Let's see. I'm not going to spend much time doing it. But certainly anything above 2 divines in the threshold here. Yeah, anything above 2 divines, I think I'll probably get to that. We also have another major thing to mention is here are some items that are worth a lot more than what the app is going to say, particularly this one. This is a really noteworthy one. This is a 28% clean, unsplit necrotic armor. Doesn't matter what the base percent is. And that is worth 40 divines. If you look on trade, you'll see it's about 40 divines right now. And that is presumably an active market that is pretty legit right now. Some of these things can be a little hard to price, so we'll factor this in. I do want to factor these things in because it's further incentive to run this particular kind of farm. Couple of insanely rolled brass stones. I mean, normally brass stone just doesn't matter anymore, but 100% duped 100% baseline 393, 5% brass stones, 2 of them are definitely worth at least a few divines each. Okay, guys, here it is, the final results after liquidating. Major jump up. Got over 100 divines worth of value just from liquidating everything, or most things that were scoring a 2 div or more. It seems like there's quite a bit of variance in the currency exchange. Maybe it's late league, maybe that's why, I don't know. I did not sell the mirror or the lock, but a lot of other things. The headhunter's still in there. I think I forgot to mention that dropped a headhunter. Yes, in the same map that dropped the mirror, I believe. But let's go through the numbers. You see 1,423 divines, and then there's an additional 65 divines in bases. So I was able to confirm some of the bases are worth a lot. Those gloves and the chest in particular were worth quite a bit. We got the breakdown right here with the investment cost of 490 divines, 4.9 divines per map. Kind of a lot. And the gross will be counting the mirror and the lock. This is what I actually got. And the additional 65 div from the bases, or very well rolled uniques. We got almost 1,500 divines, 1,488, and then 998 is the difference there, which puts me nearly 10 divines per map and 110 divines per hour. So it took about 9 hours, everything included, like you know, not prep, but what I did here and today and liquidating, preliminary liquidating and all that. Okay, so that is obviously kind of insane and very lucky. Not the way it's going to be normally, which is why, you know, quite often I'm normalizing the loot to move it up because I didn't drop the crazy item. Well, this time we're normalizing the loot to move the number down to a much more typical expected. That's why we do this. Going off of what I believe is a pretty conservative estimate, it's at least if you're running Wisp content, mirror lock sacred ratio, 1 to 3 to 24. Okay, 24 sacred orbs equals 3 locks equals 1 mirror. And again, I think that's being pretty conservative with that ratio. I think it might even be closer to like 1 to 4 to 20 in this content, but it could be wrong, or I may be off anyway. Anyway, these are the numbers I'm going to use throughout this 1,000 maps, and we'll see what it comes out to at the end, I guess, right? And that'll be at least a little bit of a data point. So if I use these numbers, then first of all, interesting point is that I came out to, out of 100 maps, all that crazy investment, all that crazy amount of loot, if I remove the mirror and the lock, and I still liquidate everything, I come out -2 divines. -2. Of all things considered. Which means, yeah, it's kind of like I said in the beginning. It's kind of a break even or maybe slightly in the red if you don't get that lucky. I think I got pretty unlucky with Valdo's boxes in particular, and then the Devouring Frags shoved me down a bit. Anyway, we can see that I got almost 3 divines per map because of the extra value is in these numbers right here, based on 5 Sacred Orbs dropping, and cross-referencing that with the value of mirrors and locks in those ratios right here. That's going to be 31 divines per hour with the same parameters. 9 hours spent, that's 5/24ths of a mirror drop. That's 5/8ths of a lock drop, essentially is what that is. And so this is the number, and this is the number. These are what I'm expecting to see over the course of 1,000 maps. I'm certainly hoping, expecting to see at least 30 divines per hour. That would make me fairly happy. I'd hope to be a little better than that. Yeah, because I actually thought that this was closer to around a 50 div per hour normalized ratio. But here's the thing. Maybe I dropped fewer Sacred Orbs than I should have. The 5 is not that many. I think I'm probably supposed to drop between 6 and 8 per 100 map set, so I'm expecting 60 to 80 Sacred Orbs after 1,000 maps. That'll be very interesting for me to see what that comes out at, and then of course seeing the actual mirror and lock ratios. But anyway, that is those numbers all right here, and that's where we're starting out. That is the beginning. I will surely go down from here on out, but 110 divines per hour cumulative, that's where that insane number comes from in the title. Here we go. Let's do some gambling. Got it all ready just to point out is everything liquidated. I mean, it's so lovely. I can just throw all this in one dumb tab. Are you kidding me? And then the second dumb tab puts all the uniques. Only about 15 divines worth of raw uniques are here, not looking at rolls. So, these chests are about 5 div a piece, and then these gloves are about 15, and then this chest here is about 40 by itself. This is also 1, and I forgot to count this, but Blood Notch is about 1 at this roll. All of these 2 items here didn't really count. They didn't end up being worth anything. And these items right here are just going to be pure dust. I don't even think it's worth valing them for an implicit or anything. It's just best to just shove them into the dust bin to get faster mirror shards from the shipping. Yeah. However, these, I think, are all worth valing in case. Split the chest with 3 ways. Well, 40 divines is pre-split. Like they're all, it's like 15 divines after split each. Yeah, so I might do it, or I'll probably just be lazy and sell it. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and corrupt everything. Who knows? Maybe we'll hit some jackpot. I'm not aware of any super jackpots I can hit with just 1 corruption. But here we are. All right. Well, of course, these stuck to implicits are... Wow. Okay. Resolute Technique is 2 divines. Unfortunately, a bad evasion roll. Well, no, it actually might be 3 divines. Yeah, this goes up to like 40 divines, but with this roll, it sucks. So, yeah, hit 1. Maybe 3 divines. Critical Strike Chance Baseline? Nah, I don't think so. Nope. Nope. That's not any good. Nope. Max 1 Frenzy Thunder Fists. Well, maybe. Worth more than nothing, I guess. Socketing Gems. Okay. Not very good. Okay, a couple items. Not particularly great. And you can salvage some of these. So, I'm going to put all of the things that survived, all of this, into the King's March dusting. And I'll probably just double corrupt this. because I would like to get elemental resistance on my belt. That would actually fix some of the issues with my resistances. Okay, let's take a look. Stack decks. Not many. I usually do this first, don't I? Not going to be opening any Valdo's boxes or keys. They liquidate for much more currency, so I'm trying to like showcase this farm, making as much currency as I can, in as short a period of time as I can. Still, I think the highest value stack deck I've dropped all league is a Brother's Gift. It's unbelievably unlucky on these. I dropped them, you know, I'm not farming them, but I do collect some over time. Yeah, that was really awful. Alright, well, we're getting to the end. We'll do some final thoughts on this farm. Alright, so, obviously, gotta get it out of the way. I'm kind of on cloud 9, because I already dropped a lock and a mirror. I'm hoping for at least one lock every time, and I was hoping for a bare minimum one mirror across 1,000 maps. It was kind of my goal is to get 3. If I can get 3, then I'm probably doing well. Expecting at least 2. So we got one out of the way. I do want to dupe a mirror. I've never even done that in my whole life, so that would be nice if I could make that happen again. But, you know, the interesting thing about this farm is my faith in the Wildwood, the value of the Wildwood, was kind of mid going into this, but I'm talking to a lot more people in the chats, and people are suggesting that the magic is happening for them in the Wildwoods. If you look back and see mirror number 2 this league, it dropped from a huge Wildwood as well. This mirror here dropped from one of 3 Wildwoods that I got, which was also like a 13k juice Wildwood. And then the lock 2 dropped from like a 10k juice Wildwood. And then the third and final Wildwood I had wasn't all that good, if I remember correctly, and didn't get anything dropped. So it is peculiar to me that, you know, I'm slamming 4,000 wisps onto every map through the scarab, but only getting the spectacular drops when combining that with very high Wildwood juice, for a total of nearly 20,000 wisp juice. Especially, it seems like it's almost inevitable for something insane to drop. So I don't know if that's just crazy pure RNG, but I'm starting to see a trend that is suggesting to me that that might be the case, especially after running the glittering scarabs. I don't know if there's anything to that, especially with like player rarity or quantity or something, because I'm typically not running those things all league long, but I have been doing Wisp content before. So yeah, we're going to keep a close eye out for those Wildwoods. That is definitely the most disappointing thing about the whole farm for this 100 map set, was by far record-breaking low number of Wildwoods, only 3 in 100 maps. That's beyond horrendous. I know one time I did 100 maps of this, and I got 14 Wildwoods in 100 maps, which was lucky, probably a little bit, but not like crazy. I think you're supposed to get like maybe 8 in 100 maps average, I'm guessing, something like that. I don't know, we'll see. I'll definitely be able to find out. I'll start putting this stuff in a spreadsheet, because you know, we'll make it nice and pretty in a final video in the end, and I will definitely kind of input in there where those jackpot items are dropping. So I will make special note that each lock, each mirror that drops, was it in a Wildwood map? In this case, both of these are, and then like how much use it had in total. So yeah, we'll get some decent intel there. I recommend you guys keep track of your own stuff if you're still playing, if you're not just watching, if you're also doing these farms. I'm a little concerned with the cost of the glittering scarab. It looks like it's already kind of gone out of control. Maybe over 2 divines a piece at the moment. So I don't know. But anyway, this kind of happened to me last time too with the curation scarab. It went out of control when I started doing this and back to basics, and I definitely like this farm more than back to basics. I like Affliction League more than back to basics, obviously. So this is going to be a better fun time than the last 1,000 maps. Yeah. So stay tuned. More videos will be coming. If you have any questions in the comments, you know where to put them. And yeah, I guess I'll just keep on slamming out these maps. So guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. More mirrors. Let's get them mirrors. Yeah.